Deep in the snowy forests of Sweden, the village of Black Hollow stood silent. By day, it was peaceful, but by night, it became a hunting ground for the cursed. Any traveler caught within its borders after sunset would never be seen again. 2 centuries ago, the villagers betrayed Count Dracula, trapping him in their chapel and destroying him with silver stakes. But with his last breath, he cast a curse. Every night, the villagers would become flesh-hungry monsters, forever haunted by their crimes. One winter evening, Daniel, Ingrid, and Henrik arrived at Black Hollow. Daniel, a journalist, wanted to uncover the truth of the legend. Ingrid, a historian, dismissed it as myth. But Henrik, their guide, knew the danger. We must leave before nightfall. As the sun dipped, villagers locked their doors, whispering prayers. The streets emptied instantly. Henrik grew uneasy, urging them to go. But before they could leave, the church bell tolled 6 times. A cold wind swept through. The change had begun. From the shadows of the village, they emerged. The villagers, their eyes glowing red, bones cracking, mouths widening into jagged grins. Some twitched violently, while others crawled on all fours, sniffing the air for prey. The hunt had begun. Daniel, Ingrid, and Henrik ran as the creatures gave chase. Doors rattled, screams echoed, and flesh-hungry villagers lunged from the darkness. Henrik led them to the old chapel, slamming the doors shut behind them. Outside, the creatures howled in fury. Inside, the chapel walls were cracked, its altar blackened with Dracula's final curse. A stone inscription read, "You killed me here, yet made me eternal." Then, Ingrid noticed the worst part. Beneath the altar, the ground was cracked open. The creatures outside began chanting, "He is rising. He is rising." The chapel shook, dust falling from the ceiling. A deep growl echoed from beneath them. Daniel's breath misted in the cold air. "Tell me that's not what I think it is." The floor exploded as Dracula rose from his grave, taller than any man, his red eyes burning, his skin blackened with decay. He smiled, revealing fangs sharper than swords. "For 2 centuries, I have waited." The zombies outside knelt before him. Dracula moved with unnatural speed, hurling Henrik against the wall. Daniel swung a silver cross, but Dracula shattered it to dust. Ingrid grabbed a torch, setting Dracula's ancient altar on fire. The flames spread rapidly, smoke filling the chapel. Dracula screamed in fury, his form shifting into mist. The creatures outside howled in agony, their bodies convulsing. Henrik, barely conscious, whispered, "Destroy everything, or he will rise again." Daniel grabbed a barrel of oil and poured it across the floor. The flames consumed the chapel, turning it into a burning inferno. Daniel and Ingrid dragged Henrik outside, coughing through the thick smoke. The zombies collapsed, writhing in pain. The village shook violently, as if the very land was rejecting its curse. By morning, the village was silent. The villagers, now human again, wept in horror at what they had done for centuries. Henrik was gone, lost in the fire. Daniel and Ingrid stood in the snow, believing they had ended Dracula's reign forever. As Daniel and Ingrid prepared to leave, Ingrid felt something watching them. Deep in the burned ruins, the ashes shifted. From beneath the debris, 2 red eyes opened. Dracula was not truly gone. He never was. A chilling wind swept through Black Hollow. A whisper echoed in the air. A voice, ancient and full of malice. "You cannot kill what is already dead." Daniel and Ingrid turned back toward the ruins, but there was nothing there. As the sun set again over Black Hollow, the villagers locked their doors once more. The silence was heavy, unnatural. Somewhere, in the distance, a soft chuckle echoed through the night. Because Count Dracula always returns. And next time, he won't be alone.